Hey, welcome into the NWGA football team, FYN, Al Smith, Alpha Insurance, week 5, Pickem. Benton and I will try to pick all the winners for this week's games. I actually think we did pretty good last week, man. I think the only game we missed, all three of us missed, was Gilmer and Ringgold. I think that one got us all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't see that result coming, but hey, it's not the first one. It won't be the
yeah.
last.
And we have a new feature this week. After the show, I'm going to put this episode on a podcast where you can listen. If you don't want to see our ugly faces, you can download the podcast. Um, it'll be on our website, nwgafootball.us, under the podcast link. And you
There
guys
you
can
go.
listen to us as you're fishing, swimming, hanging out, doing whatever. But yeah, we'll jump right to it, man. You ready?
Yeah, it's a big slate. Might as well jump in.
Like I said, we start at 7A each week and work our way down to 1A if you're on the podcast and you're looking for a certain game. That's the order we'll go in since you can't see them on the screen. But number one, first game, Jenkins at Carrollton. Carrollton 35-point favorite.
Yeah, someone once told me 35 points favorites. You better go with the favorite. Carrollton's just too strong. I think Carrollton rolls in this one at home.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Carrollton didn't cover that in the first half. I'm going with the Trojans. Pope at North Paulding, man. North Paulding looking to stay undefeated, 35-point favorites.
And they will continue to be undefeated. They're going to win probably around the 35 mark.
East Paulding at South Paulding. South Paulding is a 5-point favorite.
Oh man, I hate that I'm going to have to. Uh, I guess not really, but sort of turn my back against my South Paulding guys because I think East Paulding is, you know, I'm notorious for being a South Paulding guy, but I think East Paulding has a much better team, and I think East Paulding wins this game, and I'm not sure if it won't be going away.
Yeah, like I said, I hate to compare apples and oranges, man, but they both played North Paulding. East Paulding was just a 5-point defeat. South Paulding got beat 35-7 by North. That makes me lean towards East Paulding. I know the game's at South. South's home. I'm going to go East Paulding in a close one. Noonan traveling to Paulding County. Paulding County looking for their first win of the season.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I think Noonan has got a good squad, and I think they're good enough to go into Paulding County and get a W. I like Noonan in about a 10-point game.
Yeah, this is an important game for Paulding County. I know it's early, but playoff hopes on the line here. They don't want to start out 0-2 with some Langston Hughes and Douglas County in front of them. But it's going to be tough, man. I like Noonan, 12-14. The surprising Villa Rica Wildcats, man, finally get to play an unranked team for the first time this season, traveling to Tri-Cities.
And all that getting tested is just going to help them out. I think Villarica wins and covers against Tri Cities.
Yeah, I got to looking at that Northgate team that Villa could be earlier in the year, and they're actually pretty good, man. Actually better than what I thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, they played Carrollton last week. Everybody's going to get thumped by Carrollton, unfortunately. I like Villarica on the road at Tri Cities, a couple of touchdowns. Drew at undefeated Hiram. Hiram 35-point favorites.
Man, how many times you said undefeated? I like the undefeated team. I like Hiram. Just too much talent for Drew at home.
Yeah, Hiram is absolutely playing up to their potential this year. We've been waiting on it for a couple of years. I think most of them are seniors now, and they look like they're ready to make a deep run. I like Hiram. Lassiter, another undefeated team, traveling up to Dalton. Catamounts looking to stay undefeated. Big favorites.
Big win. I'm riding the Dalton train. I like Dalton. Big.
Yeah, definitely going with the Catamounts here. Lassiter 0-4 on the season, giving up a lot of points. I think Dalton gets it done at home. Heritage of Conyers, traveling to Cartersville. Cartersville, another 35-point favorite.
Uh, Cartersville. Whoa. They might give them a game, but I'd probably pump the brakes on beating them. But I think Cartersville is kind of finding that offense, and I think they put a good many points on the board here against Heritage Conyers.
Yeah, I'll answer Jake's question here. Is 35 the max amount on spreads? Yeah, I top it out at 35. I don't want to put some 60s and 70s up here. That might get me in trouble.
Yeah, that kind of might get a little offensive after.
But yes, Cartersville. Yeah, I think Cartersville rolls in this one. Defense has looked really good this year. Like you said, offense got on track last week. I think they're getting ready to get ready for that 7-5A. You know, they have Calhoun coming up in a couple of weeks. Sonoraville Phoenix put a lot of points on the board last week, trailing over to Calhoun in a Gordon County battle. Calhoun 35-point favorite.
Yeah, this is like the Battle of Brothers here, or whatever you want to call it. I like Calhoun. I think Calhoun probably covers the spread.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough knockdown drag out. You probably see a bunch of flags out there. You know, I mean, kid. But yeah, I like Calhoun by 35. They seem to be rolling right now. Central Lions, another undefeated team. On the road at Northgate team we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Northgate team. I think pretty talented squad, but I really like what Central's got going on, and I'll take Central by a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, the Lions beat them at home last year by 10, and they're on the road this year. Like I said, I think they're an improved team this year. Lions just they're knocking on that top 10 in 4A right now. I think it's going to be a tight one. I'm going to take Central by 5. Here's a couple of Jekyll and Hyde teams this year, man. You don't know what to expect offensively or defensively from these guys from half to half. But Darlington at Northwest Whitfield. Northwest Whitfield, a 7-point favorite.
You know, I think with it being at Northwest, they got that offense. They could put up points. Defense has been good at times too. I mean, they got some pretty good size and some athleticism, especially across that defensive line. I like Northwest and a close one, probably within 10 points.
Yeah, it's kind of wild when you go back and look at these two teams, man. You look at some of the stuff they've done. I mean, they'll go a half and give up no points, and then next half they'll give up 28 points. You know, so it just depends on if they can put 4 quarters together. I mean, you could see a 35-0 shutout, or you could see a 56-52 game here Friday night. I like Northwest Whitfield. Get Gavin Knuckles, sophomore quarterback, up there. I saw Max Preps, where he's the passing leader in the state of Georgia right now. I got to give a weekly shout out to my man Hudson Gray. Darlington has a real good linebacker, man. Sam Wooten is going to be a good one. He's a junior, 6'2", 210 junior. Might cause some trouble, but I'm going to go with the Bruins by 7. Game right here in my backyard, man. Southeast Whitfield at Armurchie. Armurchie, 15-point favorite.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty quick game. I think you might get home early because I think there's going to be a lot of running in this one. And but I like Armurchie to win the game, probably by at least 2 touchdowns. And I think big number 3. I think he'll have a big game on the ground.
Yeah, I think this is an important game for Armurchie. As far as the season goes, I mean they got thumped last week up at Union, 50-3. Curious to see how they respond this Friday night. They need a win before they start 7A play next week. I like Armurchie probably by 15. I think it's going to be a tough game, but I think they pull it out. 6 AAA schedule gets underway this week, man. I know this stat doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but the 4 teams that won week 1 last year all made the playoffs. So,
well, you're looking at the 4 games right here.
Yep,
so
4 games. So you got LFO at Adairsville. Adairsville, 34-point favorite.
In that particular one, I would take Adairsville by a pretty good chunk.
Yeah, I think LFO is a much improved team this year, but it's going to be tough to beat the Tigers at home. I think they keep it within the 34, though. I say Adairsville by 20. Big game down at Bremen. Gordon Lee at Bremen, 2 of the teams that are chasers, I guess you would say, in the preseason rankings. Bremen, 12-point favorite.
It's at Bremen. I like Bremen. I love watching a game at that stadium, but for some reason, I feel like I'm going to give Bremen a little bulletin board material, and I'm going to take Gordon Lee. I don't know why, but I like Gordon Lee and the young Trojans to get it done at Bremen.
Yeah, Jake Keller says if you want less than 5 passes, 8 to 10 players on defense in the box, and the clock always running, Gordon Lee and Bremen is the game to be at. I completely agree. As far as your upset pick of the week goes, man, I think the key for Gordon Lee is going to be that Braden Stoker, the freshman back. If they can't corral him, I agree with you. But I think it's Bremen, tough place to play.
Yeah.
The defense has played pretty good, outside of the Bowden game. I like Bremen by 12, maybe a low-scoring game, 19-7. This is probably the most important game on the schedule as far as the 6 AAA race goes. Coahulla Creek at Ridgeland. Both these guys are chasers looking to get in that number 4 spot. Coahulla Creek is a 10-point favorite at Ridgeland.
I've seen both of these teams, and I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I think it could be down to the wire. I think, if you're Ridgeland, the quarterback is a pretty big guy, and he likes to run with it. So you got to watch Coahulla Creek's quarterback, and he can get it out there to Nate Tilley, and they're pretty physical up front. Ridgeland's got some athletes. They can run the ball and they can throw it. With the receiver who had his coming out party in the last couple of weeks. I think it's going to be a heck of a game. Something tells me the Creek's going to bounce back and win this one close.
Yeah, go ahead and hit that button for me. I like what the Panthers have done the last couple of weeks, man. They looked good last week against 4A Heritage, a team that, beaten them pretty badly over the last few years. I know you told me they looked good week 1, even though they lost against North Cobb Christian.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Panthers, man. I think they're feeling it right now. A pretty confident bunch. I like them to get that dub.
There you go.
Lafayette at Ringgold. Interesting game here, man. I'm sure they're both watching film this week, trying to figure out how to score points against the other one because they both gave up a lot last Friday night. Ringgold was 21-point favorite.
Yeah, and that was the first time Lafayette had gave up, more than 3 or 4 touchdowns. I mean, they had been pretty stingy on defense, and I think they probably just put their head down, and Coach Andy Scott's team just went back to work, and I'm sure they'll have something to say at Ringgold, but I think Ringgold is just a tad bit better.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a knockdown drag out. I know Ringgold was not embarrassed, man, but they were surprised last week at Gilmer. I know we didn't see that coming. I'm sure their fan base didn't see it coming. Coaches probably didn't see it coming. I like them at home here by just a little bit. It would be a close one. I'll take the Tigers by 10. We'll give Benton a chance to get back in here. I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, we'll move on solo here until Mr. Burge gets back. Pickens Dragons at Christian Heritage. Christian Heritage looking for their first win on the season. Pickens from 7 AAA. I like the Pickens Dragons in this one. Probably by a little more than 13. I think they have enough size. Christian Heritage has had trouble putting points on the board so far this year. Dragons by a couple of touchdowns. 2A. Tim Towles, Fannin County Rebels, man, heading over to Murphy, North Carolina. Little interstate battle there. Fannin, 11-point favorite over Murphy. Man, I like Fannin big in this one, man. Fannin's looked real good the last 2 weeks. They started out tough week 1 against Union County. Took a big loss. I think they've turned it around since then. Their last game before 7A play, I like Union big here. Union by 21. Harrison County Rebels hosting Upson Lee, man. Another tough battle for the Harrison County Rebels as they get ready to host North Murray in region play next Friday night. The surprise thing about Harrison County is if you look at the stats, they're the one team this season that has covered the spread, win or lose, of any team that we follow. I think they probably covered again this Friday night. I don't think they get the win, but I think they'll be ready for North Murray in 2 weeks. I like Upson Lee by 7 points. The big one at Model Friday night. This is a game that I'll be at. A huge game. 2 undefeated teams early in the season. Trine is the number 5 ranked team in Class A. Blue Devils look good so far. Trine, a 6-point favorite. This was our upset of the year last year for a while. Model was a 32-point underdog last year in this game and scored 21 points in the last 7 minutes to upset Trine at Trine. I know the Bulldogs probably have a little sour taste in their mouth from that game. It's going to be tough to stop Trine, man. Trine's the number 1 offense in our region, in our area so far this year. They got the number 1 scoring defense. You really got to put a great game together, if you're going to upset them. I like Trine 21-9 in this one. Benton Burgess, Chattooga Indians, man, hosting Murray County. Chattooga got in the win column last week for the first time. I was hoping Benton to jump back in here. Tell you a little bit about the Chattooga Indian win, but I like Chattooga at home over Murray County. Chattooga's got a heck of an offense, man. If they put that defense together, I think they could make a run in 7A. I like Chattooga by 21 at home. Huge game here, man. Rockmart at Irwin County. Rockmart has played a heck of a schedule. Cedartown, Cass, Dalton, and now they go on the road to Irwin County. Rockmart 2-point favorite at Irwin County. I saw this game last year at Rockmart, and Rockmart played toe-to-toe with Irwin County. They lost 28-14. Had a couple of touchdowns called back due to penalties. I think if Rockmart goes down to Irwin County and has a penalty-free game, I think the Jackets should win this one. There he is. All right, man. I'll let you start at the top there, bro.
Sorry, my computer, decided that it was a perfect time to go absolutely haywire.
Yeah.
So I missed everything.
You missed everything from Pickens on Pickens on down.
All right, I'll be quick with it then. I like Pickens. I think they'll go to Christian Heritage and get a win by a couple touchdowns. Fannin in North Carolina. I think, if I'm not mistaken, little birdie told me that Fannin County should win this game, so I'm going to take Fannin, and I'm going to take them by more than 11. Upson Lee at Haralson County. I think Haralson's going to be a real physical team. I think Upson's going to come in there, and I think it's going to be closer than 13, even though they're a pretty good team. I think Haralson is just one of those teams that's going to battle with you. Trine at Model. Trine's looking for a little redemption. Kind of ruined their perfect season last year. Beat them late. And I think Trine goes and covers the 6. And then some, I think. Murray County at Chattooga. I'll be there, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Chris F. Wayne said he might be covering Murray County this week, so he might be there as well.
And you have Paul there also, huh?
Yeah, Paul will be calling the game. So 3 out of the 4 of us there. Should be interesting. I think it's homecoming for Chattooga. 20 points. I'll tell you what. Give me Chattooga and the 20. I think Chattooga is going to have enough on offense and enough defense to hold Murray down a little bit. And I'll take Chattooga in that one. And then at Irwin County, I like this Rockmart team, but give me Irwin County. And I hate to pick against the local team, but I'm going to go with Irwin in that one.
How about that schedule Rockmart's played so far, man? I was mentioning that while you were gone.
Heck yeah.
Cedartown, Cass, Dalton, and now you got Irwin County.
talk about being prepared for region play.
Heard County, man, traveling up to Rabun County. Rabun is a 30-point favorite.
You know, I've heard some grumblings from a few people that think that this game could be closer than that 30, and I tend to agree that it'll be closer than 30. But I think Rayburn gets the win in Tiger, Georgia, even though it seems like it's ought to be illegal to play in Tiger, Georgia, unless it's 20 degrees outside, because that's the only times I've been there. So beautiful stadium, beautiful area up there.
Yeah, I know they have a. Yeah, I know they have a real good wide receiver up there that's committed to Cincinnati. I'm sure our friend Chris Free can tell us his name. Escapes me right now, but he had a huge game against Adairsville. I don't think Heard County has enough to stop them up there. I think it'll be closer than 30, but
yeah,
I'm going to go Raven. Temple looking to rebound from that loss at Lumpkin last week, traveling to Pepperell.
Yeah, on the road at Pepperell. You know, I was, not everybody was shocked, because I can tell you a few people who picked Temple to lose. But I was shocked by the result last week, and I think that Coach Nix and them weren't happy with that, and neither were the players. And I'm afraid Pepperell might get some of that this week. So I think Pepperell's going to be, tougher at home, but I like Temple, and I think if they can get that offense going, I think it might be more than 13.
Yeah, I just think Temple ran into a bigger, stronger, faster team last week in Lumpkin. I mean, they're top 10 team in AAA.
Man, I went back and watched some of that, and Lumpkin's offensive line had some dudes on it. Now there was some large individuals.
Yeah, I don't think Pepperell. Yeah, I don't think Pepperell brings that same kind of size that Lumpkin brings.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I like Temple. It's going to be closer than 13, I think. Pepperell looked like they put some offense on the board last week, got things turned around. Maybe a high-scoring game there at Pepperell.
Possibly.
Maybe both in the 30s. Coosa on the road, Towns County. Coosa 12-point favorite.
Yeah, Coosa's looking to gain a little momentum at Towns. Region play opens next week. They got I think they have our Murchie next week. I don't think they'll be overlooking Towns. I think Coosa goes to Towns and gets a close win.
Yeah, Coosa's sitting at 2-1 right now. They have a chance to go up to Towns and make it 3-1 before they head into 7A play. I think it's going to be a close game, but I like the Eagles on the road, maybe about 8 or 9. Bowden Red Devils heading up to Dade County, Magic Morgan.
What a game! What a game scheduled there. You tip your hat to Dade for scheduling the previous year's champ, and basically the same division. I mean, they're both 1A ball. I think Dade's physical enough to stay right there. I think Bowden athletically might have a little bit on them, and I think it's going to be a close game within the 3 touchdowns, especially at Magic Morgan. I'm going to take Bowden by about 17.
Yeah, I think this is a great warm-up game for Dade. And I don't know if you've seen their schedule, but over the next 3 weeks, they have Bowden, Darlington, and Trine. That's who they get. So you might as well start off. Iron sharpens iron. You might as well just go in and just throw everybody out there and see what happens.
Yeah, that's tough. To the game before and starting in the region play.
Long bus ride for Bowden. Hopefully it takes some of that speed out of them on the way up there. But yeah, I like Bowden. Probably 19-21. Brookstone at surprising undefeated Mount Zion Eagle team. Brookstone won this game last year. Brookstone is a ranked team in the GIAA. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know a lot about Brookstone. I know Mount Zion is at home and they've been playing pretty good this year. I'll take Mount Zion in a squeaker.
Yeah, I got to looking at the Mount Zion team after last week. I didn't know really much about them, man. They got a freshman quarterback. And you talk about all the quarterbacks in Carroll County, man. Carroll County is loaded with quarterbacks, sophomore, freshmen. But they had they run that wing T type offense down there. They got a lot of 5'6", 160-pound guys that can fly. I'm gonna go with the Eagles at home in a mild upset.
The Carroll County quarterback room is bussing.
Bussing. It is bussing. Absolutely. They got guys all over the place.
I hear you.
All right, man. That concludes week 5 Pickem. Benton and Paul and Chris and those guys will be out at Murray County, Chattooga Friday night. I will be roaming around at the Trine Model game, man. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be a good one.
But yeah,
maybe we can get you a listening device of a hearing aid or something we can get on.
I got one, man. I actually got one, so I'm ready.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one.
Hopefully, our halftimes will line up and we can do a little quick show. Check us out, and we'll either do it from my Twitter or it's probably better to do it from Lawrence's Twitter because there's 1.5 million followers. But we'll do a little Twitter Spaces and talk about the games we're at and talk about some scores if whatever we can come up with. So check us out. We'll get Lawrence to start that up if he can.
Yeah, man. I'll put my little hearing aid in. I'll be
there
good
you
to
go,
man.
There you go. Just excuse me, one second.
All right, man. We'll see y'all next week.